What's going on, guys? This is Jigsaw here. Today I have a very special video for you guys. What you guys are going to be watching is an interview with fellow Call of Duty enthusiast Ohaple. So Ohaple, how you doing today?
I'm pretty good, man. Thanks for having me on. My name's Ohaple, obviously. I run another YouTube channel. We're growing pretty good, getting up to about 7,000 subs. We do gaming, Call of Duty, and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, Ohaple has some fantastic content, so if any of you guys have not heard of or seen of his stuff, I would definitely recommend heading over to his channel. A link to his channel will be in the description down below. So today's interview, however, is going to be centered around the Call of Duty franchise for the most part. Ohaple is very qualified to talk about this, as you would see from looking at his videos on his channel. So jumping in right on into the interview here, question number one is, what is your favorite Call of Duty game and why do you believe that?
Gosh, I'm gonna say Modern Warfare 3, even though it's like considered one of the worst by a lot of people. I think it was my favorite because that's when I really got more serious into it. That's where I opened my Clan Ice Gaming, and I've just had a blast with those guys. And that's really where I met a lot of my like long time Call of Duty friends. And I feel like even though the game necessarily wasn't the best Call of Duty, I had the best times on Call of Duty because of the people I was playing with.
Yeah, that definitely matters a lot when you're playing. It's not always about the game; it's about the people in a lot of situations. Modern Warfare 3 I did think was a good game. I wouldn't put it as my best, but that's me personally.
I'd say like Black Ops 2 is my second favorite.
Yeah, I can agree with
Modern
that.
Warfare 3.
That was a good game. I myself would have to go with Modern Warfare 2. That was a game that was sort of revolutionary in my eyes, and I had a lot of fun playing that one.
Definitely.
So moving on forward to question number 2. Which game, Call of Duty game that is, do you think had the best custom class setup in your own opinion?
Oh, Black Ops 2 for sure. I really liked the options on it, and with the pick 10 system and everything, I feel like no matter what I was doing, I always like could find some different way to play. So we would use stuff where we'd say, all right, we're going to do search and destroy with knives only, and we'd be able to really customize it that way, or just really do whatever we want. And I thought it was really balanced and really diverse, and that was kind of my favorite thing about Black Ops 2.
Yeah, I enjoyed the Black Ops 2 creative class system as well. I thought the customization that they really added in that game was really enjoyable. I'm sort of torn between Black Ops 2 and Ghosts myself. I like the Ghost system, but I can't decide if it's too overpowered by giving you too many perks.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, it's a debate that has been going back and forth for a while, but they're both good games as far as the custom class system goes.
Definitely.
All right, moving forward to question number 3 here. What game mode has been your favorite all-time in Call of Duty games?
Ooh, I guess I'll say Search and Destroy. It used to be Team Deathmatch traditionally. I used to do like Halo competitive a little bit, and Team Deathmatch has always been my favorite for the longest time, mostly because I was a solo player. I would always go Lone Wolf. But then in Modern Warfare 3, when I started playing with the team a lot, Search and Destroy just became my absolute favorite. Those like when you have to do like a 4v1 clutch or something like that, those like intense moments just are some of my all-time favorite gaming memories.
Sure, I'm a big fan of Search and Destroy myself. I would have to go with my favorite would be Demolition, though. I'm kind of upset that they removed that from the games. I always thought Demolition was a lot of fun, but I guess they kind of had to with the whole spawn trapping system that was in place. But I would definitely agree with you that Search and Destroy is one of the best game modes.
Yeah, I like Demolition. The one thing I didn't really get into Demolition with was it really seemed that like you'd get a momentum as a team that was almost unstoppable. Like once you got a couple points going down, your momentum was so great that you couldn't be stopped. And I feel like Search and Destroy is always one of those things where the clutch can always come through, or Team Deathmatch, maybe you go like positive 20 and you can really carry your team. And that's kind of what I value in a game type, I guess.
Right, yeah, and those are definitely good points to make when defending a game mode for sure. Alright here, so we're going to look at question number 4, and this one gets more into the developer aspect of the game. So with the new 3-developer game cycle that's being introduced instead of the traditional 2-developer cycle that we've seen in the past, how do you see this affecting the franchise, and where do you think the future will hold for Call of Duty, especially with the next-gen consoles?
I don't think a third developer will help that much. One thing that I've always kind of seen with developers, I guess, is that it seems like most of the development comes in the year before the game comes out. So making a 3-year development cycle instead of a 2, I don't think will really necessarily increase the quality of the games. And I think that with Call of Duty being on like its 9th or 10th game now,
yeah, it's been out there.
I think that it's a great game and I still love it, but it is kind of wearing out its welcome a little bit in the public eye, where it's like, oh, another Call of Duty over and over and over. It's like we're in Halloween 5 or whatever, some movie some sequel that's just getting a little bit burnt out. And so I think that I'm not even sure we'll see all 3 developers get another shot at the game, is I guess what I'd say.
Really? Wow, that's interesting. I myself, a lot of people on the internet everywhere have been saying that Call of Duty is burning out. We're going to see the decline of it very soon. But to be honest, I really do think it's just getting going. And that's coming from a guy who started playing back in COD 4. Um, I think the 3 developer cycle will add some fire to the franchise, but it really is a hit or miss thing in my opinion. I think that you very well could be right in seeing that the franchise is declining, but I think the future could be promising, but we'll see.
What I kind of see happening with Call of Duty is not that the formula is going to go away or this style of game is going to go away, because it's like American football or something. Like it's something that everyone can rally around. It's kind of a shared gaming experience, and I think that that's something that's going to continue. But we saw that Halo, like I kind of felt the same way about Halo during Halo 3, and then there was one game and it just all of a sudden shuts down and Call of Duty completely takes over. And I think we could easily see the same thing happen. And it might be the same developers, it might be a different title, it just might be that they're going to rebrand the game into something else. But I think that I feel like the Call of Duty name only has a few years left in it.
All right, definitely some interesting opinions there. All right, so moving forward to question number 5 here. How do you feel about the competitive scene in Call of Duty, and should it receive more support from the developers? Now, this question in particular really hits home for me, so I'm interested in your opinion on this one.
So I should say up front that I haven't done a whole lot of competitive since Halo. I've only done like a little bit of game battles and stuff, and I don't watch competitive COD anymore. But I do think that like support for it is super important. I'm seeing that with Titanfall already, that you're lacking all that kind of support, and it makes it hard to again rally around, because while it might be fun to go play some flag football out in the backyard with your friends, being able to watch it and really have like a unified thing there makes it a more powerful front. And even though the whole community doesn't watch it, everyone knows Optic Gaming. Everyone knows Envy, and it just kind of solidifies the game in people's minds, and I think helps it sell better as well. So I think it's a mistake that they're not giving more support to it.
Yeah, I definitely think that I personally think that the developers should add a lot of support for competitive, but I think sort of what Infinity Ward did this year with Ghosts and sort of shunning the competitive scene altogether, I think that at least is a mistake. So if anything, I think they should stay neutral, but I myself would love to see more support.
Definitely. At the very least, make it so that the tools are available for competitive to thrive. Good private matches, stuff like that, spectating, so, the COD casting and the league play and stuff are not necessarily needed, but they are kind of a nice addition to help kick off that competitive scene.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. All right, so we're moving forward here to question number 6, which is our final Call of Duty question. So there has been a lot of new changes to the Call of Duty franchise, and with games being pumped out every year trying to improve, what are some essential things that we've seen introduced in the last few years in the Call of Duty games that you think should be included in a new standard for the future Call of Duty games?
Well, the first one right off the bat is the customization of the classes, like we talked about earlier. I think that the Ghosts and Black Ops 2 created class systems are huge. I think that's one of the reasons that Call of Duty 4 actually became as popular as it was, is because it took a big step in the right direction. And now we're just continuing that way. I think kill streaks, the like selectable kill streaks is a big one, create a class. And besides that, I think those are really the main two. I think that maps are something that have been kind of hit or miss, but I think important or some of the kind of highlight maps that we've seen on these previous games, maps are like one of the number one most important features in a game.
Yeah, definitely. I think if the maps aren't good, then the game loses a lot of its replay value right off the bat.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so this is our final question here, and this is a question that you yourself have addressed on your own channel, but we're just going to provide a quick, brief analysis of this own question right here. Question number 7 is Call of Duty going to be killed by Titanfall?
I don't think so. I think that Titanfall is a great game. If I were to rate it, I'd give it an 8 or a 9 out of 10 for sure. I've been having a blast with it, but I'm not sure that it has the replayability that Call of Duty does, where something about Call of Duty gives you these really emotional highs and lows, where you get a clutch or, you lose and you're just angry, people throw their controllers and everything else. And Titanfall is a lot of fun, but it almost reminds me of Mario Kart in a lot of ways. It's just a blast to jump in and play, but I never feel myself getting angry. I'm never super excited, heart pumping, stuff like that. And I think that's a major downfall in the game. And so, yeah, I don't think it's going to overthrow it, but I do think it's a great addition to our gaming cycle.
Awesome. I agree with everything you said there. I think, it is a good addition to the gaming cycle, but I do think that Call of Duty will hold its throne and continue to thrive as the #1 shooter.
Definitely.
Alright guys, so that wraps up our interview here with Ohaple. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Ohaple, thank you so much for being on with us today. I really had a good time with this.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for having me on. It's been a pleasure.
Awesome. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button down below. Also be sure to subscribe to my channel for more awesome videos just like this one. This is Jigsaw, signing out.